And going live in 3, 2, 1. Hi, this is DailyPLANIT News, and I've obviously need to switch the sound off over here because that's going to be annoying. That's better. So, we have a news item today about world peace. Very important message. We have on standby there in live video, but it's old live video, and she's waiting there to tell us about the world peace movement. There's lots of people who are around the world who are interested in world peace, and there's enough of them to actually successfully make world peace possible. But at the moment, there's lots and lots of little different groups of people who don't have any way to contact each other, to communicate with each other, to get together and to have any sort of power to make that really work. Now, there's a number of people who are working to try to bring all of these groups together, and one of them is Nikki Wall here, who is in our video up here, and I'm just going to bring her on live and we'll see what she has to say. I might pop away while she's talking. I might even be able to make her go full screen. I'm not sure how to do this yet, so we'll see.
Anyway, let's get to the topic at hand, though. The karmic return. This is a term that I had first heard through Matt Kahn, and I'd seen it elsewhere, and it makes a lot of sense. So often we hear in the spiritual community about the empath and narcissist relationships. The empath being the sensitive ones who put everybody else first and are filled with love and light and everything else. And then there's the narcissists who are self-absorbed and damaging and sometimes downright evil, right? But when you look around the world, we see all sorts of imbalance. So I just want to point out this is one aspect of imbalance. And there's no point in demonizing the narcissists right now. They play a very powerful role for all of us. For all of us. Especially the empaths. So one of the ways that I've experienced, let me explain what the karmic return is. As Matt Kahn put it, the karmic return is when the empath, or the Heyoka is a slightly larger expression of an empath, and I am a Heyoka. And so As empaths, we came here with the same amnesia as everyone else, trying to remember who we were. But our innate nature was to want to protect, to love, to care for, to speak truth, and that can be very triggering for some people. As a Heyoka, we express that in a lot of different ways. So, for me, you know, I had very exaggerated expressions as a child of what people around me were doing. If somebody spanked myself or my sisters, I would hit them back pretty powerfully, sometimes more so than they hit us. As you could imagine, that became quite a spiral of violence. But as an adult, I understand it all. And I have moved into forgiveness of that. However, when coming into a relationship with narcissists, empaths can really be drawn in, taken in, and taken advantage of. So the karmic return is, in summary, when the empath starts coming into balance and it calls the narcissist into balance. In other words, the empath tells the narcissist, enough is enough. Stands up for themselves, speaks their truth, doesn't allow gaslighting to take place, or they'll move past spiritual bypass. And if we aren't met in balance, if we are not received for the wisdom and medicine we carry and hold, then quite often we leave when we come into our karmic return. This is a powerful, powerful step on the journey of an empath, of a Heyoka, of any being of love who is coming to terms with the realization that they have rights as well. And loving ourselves first is a very real thing. And unfortunately, we haven't been taught that. And we don't learn it necessarily from the narcissists in a healthy way. Now, the narcissists love themselves to the nth degree, okay? They love themselves to the extent that it's all they love. So, you know, and even sometimes in the karmic return, the empath can go a bit in the direction of the narcissist and have to come back, like a pendulum swinging, right? Like the ball's been held over here is the empath. So when those chains are broken and we move towards the balance of self-love, then the ball swings and we might go back and forth again, overcorrecting and moving too far the other direction until we come into a sort of balanced stasis. And that's okay. It's a part of the process. So forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for that. And don't go into the patterns of letting others dictate to you. Again, stand in your power. Stand up for yourself. And this is the karmic return. Now this is happening on an individual and collective level. So, as individuals, we've spent, us empaths, which many of you are. Many of you are empaths or sensitive beings who generally have been caught up in abusive patterns or relationships because there's this urge in us to rescue, to heal others, to care for them sooner than we care for ourselves. That's the old paradigm aspect. But some are still stuck in those patterns. Some haven't even begun the journey of self-love yet, truly, when it comes to that. And so you know, in that, standing up for yourself, standing in your power and speaking truth, learning how to do that with true confidence, true self-love, to really understand what it means to realize that a relationship is toxic, or multiple relationships here are toxic. It's one of the revelations I've been going through the past couple of months is the more I transcend the old ways and come into greater and greater healing and self-love, I'm realizing just how many toxic relationships I was in the sense that in comparison to where I'm at now, all of a sudden it becomes more and more apparent. It's like a personal apocalypse. And so, you know, on this quest for balance, I'm finding I'm having to exist in more neutral relationships for the moment. And you probably have to get there as well. So, on the collective level, this is happening as well. We have given our power very quickly and easily as a collective to a handful of narcissists, which again, we're not here to demonize or judge narcissists. They play their roles. You know, Aaron Gauci told me, can we please just forgive the narcissists? Because after all, the universe is just a reflection of itself, observing itself. Think about that. Because if we truly exist in a holographic reality, as we all say, if we exist in this source projected dimension that is all truly holographic and a manifestation, then we are simply God observing what it is we've created and projected, which is ourselves. So the universe is technically a narcissist in a way, but in a balanced way, that it's not trying to harm, but it is quite in love with itself. So this is where it comes in collectively, which is that we have given we've given our power, we chose to give our power to narcissist after narcissist after narcissist. Our political leaders, our religious leaders, our spiritual teachers. Let that sink in. And I know that's a slippery slope for me to say. But yes, we have had narcissistic spiritual teachers. I won't name any names, but I'm sure you can think of some people. In our educations, in our medical fields, we have given our power away to so many different narcissists, and now we're coming back into our power, and more ways to do that are manifesting. Now, as an empath, as a Heyoka, as one who comes to speak truth, as someone who comes to point to the obvious, shall we say the elephants in the room, to illuminate cognitive dissonance, this is a very challenging role. And one has to become quite confident in themselves to do so without becoming narcissistic in doing so. Because that is a very fine line between confidence and arrogance and narcissism and so forth. And this is where I turn to all of you. If you see me on that path, tell me. Tell me if I'm stepping out of alignment. Tell me if I'm overstepping any boundaries, perceivable or actual. Now, understand that I am going to say something very clearly. Part of my role here as a Heyoka is to point to the obvious. This frequently triggers people because they don't like what they're seeing, or it's something that they've been ignoring, or that they already know and they're irritated at having it pointed out. So if something I says triggers you and it's real or actual and true, and I know that, I'm just going to let you sit with it. I'm not going to take responsibility for that. Because there are some that when I speak truth to them, they immediately go, you know what, you're right, you're totally right, wow, I caught myself doing that, and they're humble enough to see it. And there's others who will accuse me of shaming them. I'm not here to shame anybody. Lord knows I have done enough in my life to understand how we make mistakes. I have been blind to myself, which is why I feel grateful when people point things out to me. And as some people like Michael and Eddie and David can tell you, I'm quick to ask for help, to get guidance, and reflect and ask myself, am I doing this right? Am I missing something? Do I have the right perspective? Is there a better perspective? Is there a more empowering way? Blah, 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 blah. So we can all do that. One of the glaring elephants in the room right now is Donald Trump, and how angry people are at him. He is quite possibly the greatest Heyoka on the planet. Because all he's done is brought to the surface, acted out, shown, demonstrated, and signed into law and so forth that which plagues humanity, that we've been ignoring because maybe we weren't seeing it all the time. He is a Heyoka. And no matter how many times many of us have pointed fingers to the obvious, we were ignored. And so the Heyoka got into office in the most powerful role on the planet. He is demonstrating all of the most profound issues on the planet, from patriarchy to the unfair way women are treated sexually. And look at what he's done. Look at what he's sparked through that. Look at how much he's brought to the surface and how much he's united the feminine in her power to stand up, speak out, and ask for things to be righted. We can thank him for that. We can thank him for highlighting the obvious of what we're doing to the environment. Because so many of us are in such an outrage at how he's not doing anything about global warming. And I sit here and ask you, what are you doing about global warming? one of the most recent things to come up was that he reversed the bans on importing lion and elephant trophies. In other words, people being able to go on safari and kill lions or kill elephants and bring all or part of the animal back to the United States to be taxidermied or whatever it is and displayed in their homes and so forth. And everybody is quite upset about this. And everybody is quick to sign the petition I put on my wall. And yet I ask you, how many of you were sitting there upset and reading that and signing it and sharing it while eating your eggs and bacon? How many of you are complaining about it over a hamburger with a friend? How many of you are watching me right now with a cup of coffee and cream in it? Because speciesism is one of the greatest elephants in the room. Why was it that, why is it that we are so quick to want to run and protect the elephants and the lions? Because, and don't get me wrong, I'm not downplaying this. I want you to know firsthand, I have been an extremely active animal rights activist since I was 13, and I did everything I could with the white rhinos, and still look at where we are now, with the white rhinos basically being put on the extinction list. Because even though there's only, there are some of them alive, there's no more for breeding. So the ones that are now in existence will die off and be extinct. I have worked tirelessly with the elephants in Africa, and when the ban came in place, that was a huge win. Huge win for us. So to have it reversed was sort of heartbreaking to me, but I do find it interesting. I'm not here to shame anybody. I'm here to just point to the obvious, to point to the truth and speak the truth. I'm not asking you to feel shame, I'm asking you to inquire within about the existential incongruence in your experience. That's all. Because yes, there are humanitarian issues in addition to animal rights issues with safaris. Yes, the poachers that go out and are the ones that typically will kill the elephants or the lions typically hire people to go with them and assist, and then they kill them so that they can keep the money. Once the animal's dead and it helps them butcher the animal, sometimes they'll kill the people that they've hired, and the people doing this are making maybe a couple $1,000s, while the people organizing it are spending thousands, sometimes like $1 million. Okay. Yes, you can go to iamsophia.love and connect with me there. In addition to the fact that there's a lot of people that get paid to be poachers out of desperation because they do live in such economically depressed areas that they'll do just about anything, and they get killed by the animals who are fighting back and so on. So yes, it's a humanitarian issue, but here in the Confratern, standing in my truth and my power, unafraid of the judgment that will come to me, knowing that all those, my tribe, will be attracted to me, will be drawn to me, and I don't need to hold on to anybody that would judge me. I don't need to worry about any of those who would blame me for themselves. I say to you, why are we doing so much to protect a few hundred lions and elephants when millions, tens of millions of animals animals are dying on American soil every single day. And we're not even blinking an eye. In my karmic return, I am here as the Heyoka to say, why are you upset at Trump for being a pussy grabber and bragging about that when you have allowed yourselves to be sexually harassed and never spoken up about it? When you have watched your sisters, and even your brothers, be sexually harassed and not said anything about it, not stood up for yourself or others. Be grateful to the Heyoka in the White House who is showing you, who is bringing it to light. Because sisters, we know we have not stood up for ourselves the way we have. So yes, it's great that we are speaking out now. It is great that we are standing up together now. This is our karmic return. And we must forgive because we allowed it. And we could have done more for ourselves than we did. And we can forgive ourselves because we were doing the best we could. In my karmic return, in this time of confidence and self-love, I ask of you, why are you complaining about anything if you are still participating in it? Let us not be hypocrites. And why do we complain about anything that we're not doing something about? Because part of the karmic return is taking action. You are the delivery of the karma. You are the one to speak up. You are the one to take action. And truthfully, I'm speaking to myself. You're all here just watching me so that you can hold me accountable. I'm just inviting myself. I'm not here to chastise. I'm not here to shame. I'm here to invite honest self-reflection. I'm here to invite and invoke greater action. I'm here to illuminate the elephants in the room. How many of you are existing in relationships that you know are unhealthy, but out of fear, you stay in them, and then you wonder, why can't I find my inner peace? How many excuses are you making right now when you know you can do a little bit better? And it's okay. Again, this isn't chastisement. This isn't to shame you. This is just to ask you to be honest with yourself the same ways I'm trying to be honest with myself. So I am doing more, I am stepping up more, and part of the reason that I am going to Mexico and Guatemala is to come together with a large group of collaborators. There was a couple different mission groups. When I say groups, I mean like groups of people connected. And now we're all finally coming together in one place with contacts and potential investors and so forth. And some of us are going to Guatemala as well. We're working on hemp solutions. And when I say hemp solutions, I mean sustainable ways of using hemp to replace other things, such as cotton, which is not sustainable. It is biodegradable, but it's not sustainable. And quite a bit of food, the pollution in our food, what taints our food and the crops, and what creates issues, believe it or not, is cotton in the soil from people working in the fields of the food and planting it, and cotton off of the shirts. Like, we don't realize, how much cotton comes off of our shirts. But hemp and bamboo don't do that. And so we're looking at everything from clothing to water filtration systems to Zeoform. If you go to zeoform.com, Zeoform is a cellulose and water-based textile that can be created with a density of foam, like say a yoga mat, all the way up to faux granite, and is completely natural and not taking anything from Mother Earth out of balance to make it. We can use this now to do everything, including pleather. We are discussing the communities, the eco-sustainable communities that will serve as educational and inspirational space. We are speaking of World Peace Disclosure, which is the container of everything, including the cooperative acquisition of all the solutions so that humanity owns them and we profit and thrive, as opposed to anyone else having a monopoly ever again. We're down there organizing peace legacy projects, which are package deals where those who have the funds to do so can cut one check and become the Messiah that provided clean water to all of Guatemala, or the person that provided heirloom seeds and irrigation, sustainable irrigation systems to all of Africa, etc. So I've got my hands in quite a bit here, and this is the collective karmic return. Understanding what the individual karmic return is us saying, no, I love me. You don't get to talk to me like this anymore. You're out of your mind. Quit spiritually bypassing. No, we will not tolerate this behavior anymore. Like Eddie always says, if somebody's not behaving in a way that is loving to others and is intentionally harmful to others, then say stop it. That's all we're doing there. And now as humanity, we are standing up together and saying enough is enough. And so I invite all of you to stand up with me. There are some amazing beings on this path that I'm working with, like David Hopkins and Eddie Heinze, obviously Michael and Chris Walling and Josh the Terrible. He goes by the name Josh the Terrible because Eddie's but terrible. And so many amazing beings. What are you here to do? You are all so amazing in each part of the puzzle. Somebody asked what water filtration do I use. So it depends on where I am. The past couple of months have been kind of hectic. But typically I just use basic water filtration. Down in Mexico, we're in Guatemala, we're going to have to take greater measures. That being said, Michael and I are working with Wade on a really epic water tech that is a big, 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 big idea. Big idea, and it's moving forward quickly, and we will be using hemp filtration. A hemp filtration system that is designed to replicate the way bedrock and so forth, like the different layers this water goes through the earth and becomes filtered. It's replicating that, but using different densities and combinations, or not combinations, but patterns with the hemp. And looking forward to getting that out there, because the idea is to do it with a safe and forward route. So each one of the municipality places in a public area, also create one that goes to Africa, and each school that buys one, you know, a school in Africa gets one, and so forth. So there's three different elements of the water purification and molecular restructuring in that technology that we envisioned, and the way it's actually sitting together now is heavenly. I assure you of that. I'm really proud of it, actually. But you know, going back to what I was saying, what are each of you here to do? Your arts, hello Demetrius and Esther. This activated charcoal is wonderful for many, many reasons. Each of you has infinite potential. You came from the same source I did. You incarnated on this planet at the same time I did. You share much of the same awareness I do, and we share the same collective consciousness. All of the codes are there. The elephant in the room is how small some of you are playing unnecessarily. And in your karmic return, it is your turn to stand up, embrace yourself, and embrace your purpose and your greatness. I'd like to receive some confessions right now of what you know deep in your heart you are here to do, that you haven't done because of excuses and fear. Tell me, God and Goddess, who are you? What gifts do you bring to our planet, to our people, to our mother, to your tribe? Tell me, Esther, what would it look like if you did step outside of your comfort zone? Hello, Erica. In this karmic return, this collective karmic return, who are you being asked to stand up and be, and what did you come here to do? There's a close friend of mine, Corey, and he and his ex-wife stayed friends to the end of her life. He was there with her from the moment she passed, even though they were divorced. They stayed very good friends. And one time she was talking to me about life being a dance. And she said it's a balance. You know, everybody's like, oh, you just gotta be. Yeah, but we're in a third dimension, and we were given hands and feet and mouths and so forth for a reason. Not to just sit in a circle of crystals. Like we came here with the hands of God, right? Whoa, almost spilled it even. came here to do just as much as be. Yes, just be you. Just be authentic. But when you are being authentic, what are you doing? What are you doing when you're being authentic? Because this dimension is a dance. And what that woman Karen taught me is the little dance that's like do, right? The balance, do. What are you doing when you're being authentic? That is the balanced question. That is your karmic return. Oh! I dropped you in my crotch. Talking about that. Or not. I wonder who was invoking that. In your karmic return, what is your most authentic expression? What did you come here to do? If your money was no object, what would you do? Clearly, I put the camera on my crotch. Rather interesting moment there. Dare I say, smell my camera? That was awful, wasn't it? Was that overboard? Was that too much? I don't think so. I think it was perfect. If you knew me in person, you knew. No, I could be it. Crash into visual at times. Elephant in the womb. Yes. The elephant in the womb. The elephant in the womb. Thank you for saying that is what we were trying to birth. The obviousness of what we were trying to birth. And how do we live it into experience? Eddie is living it into experience by creating a community. Michael and Aaron and I are living it into experience with the heavenly vibes. And being vegan. And leaving everywhere we go better than we found it. David Hopkins is living it into experience. Doing exactly what he loves doing. Do you think that David Hopkins will be doing anything other than building crystal structures and making crystal jewelry in the new paradigm? I mean, maybe he'll find greater expressions, but that man is authentic in doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. Okay, so what if you're waiting for the aha moment, literally waiting? Okay, what if you have no idea what you're going to do, feel like you're waiting for that aha moment? Very good question. So, here's one of the things that I did to help me really figure out what my passion and purpose was, is I looked at the thing that bothered me the most. Now, for some people, the thing that they've most been affected by, let's say, addiction. Well, then they're here to find the new paradigm, sustainable solutions, looking forward, that surpass what's available now, because there are no solutions now except they vote at it, and that's fairly cool. So they're here to do something about addiction with others, to help people through their addictions. For some people, they've been plagued by dysfunctional families, and they're here to find the answers to creating the most healthy and functional families, and teaching people how to become conscious parents. in their lineage, or poverty, or whatever it is. Your experience is the clue. So going back and looking at your experience, like for me, the truth of the matter is I was growing up, before I left home when I was 13, I was raised in a Jehovah's Witness family, and they would constantly talk about the new system of things, the new system of things, the new system of things, which is what we call the new paradigm, or heaven on earth, or world peace, whatever you want. And thank you, Natasha. Thank you for loving yourself. So I became obsessed with this idea as a child of the new system of things, which is what was going to come after the apocalypse. Oh, sorry. I promise that has nothing to do with you guys being boring. Genuinely just tired. I've been working a lot lately. But one of the things I would argue with my grandmother about more than anything else was the fact that it wasn't going to be the way she thought. Like I had my first awakening when I was 6 years old, and in a drowning incident, and I just knew God wasn't what they were saying it was, and we weren't waiting for the angels to come. We were the angels here to do the work, and so my whole life I've been an activist, and a lot of you know this. There's some people that are new, so I'll just do a general recap that I have worked in animal rights, gay rights, all sorts of political lobbying and nonprofit work. I'm actually an award-winning humanitarian and activist. I've worked in HIV prevention. I have worked with, today I was just talking to someone about how I was the sole provider for an orphanage in Uganda, and assisted in them getting everything together that they needed. And I have helped women escape the porn industry, because that is a bit of a mafia. I assist in an Underground Railroad for women who are being abused and don't have shelters available or resources gathered to go to. I help them relocate themselves and their children and all of that. I was even talking to someone about it today. Like literally helping in the process of helping a woman get out of a very dangerous situation that unfortunately she can't go to the police for, because he has friends in the police force that he really thought was help. I have all the while studied spirituality, esoterics, and many religious practices. I have been chained to trees. I always laugh when I say that, because that is one of the most extreme things I've done. I've thrown some blood on people coming out of fur stores and whatever, but chaining myself to trees with a bunch of other people playing pot. It was one of the wildest things I've ever done. And I have, like I've said before, I have permanent calluses on my hands from how many protest sites I held in marches and protests and so forth. But the reason I dabbled in so much, Greenpeace, the reason I dabbled so much is because I believe in world peace. Everybody has a piece of the puzzle. And that's why when Michael came along, I was literally, this is what was happening in my life when Michael came along. Michael came along and I was running a paranormal research society that was primarily interested in finding the black answer to the UFO phenomenon and certain frequencies and weather phenomena that are taking place. We were literally working to, it was like X-Files. It was an X-Files type of research group, not just a, oh, is there a ghost here that will speak to us? It's like, no, okay, this weather phenomenon happened, like, what did the government do about that? There's a UFO, is that, you know, advanced military tech, or is this a visitor from another planet? And so on and so forth, and dealing with people that have dealt with, you know, the Men in Black, or abductions, etc. So, I was doing that while single-handedly supporting an orphanage in Africa and making sure that they had all the resources they needed, getting books to them from here in the States to over there, getting clothes to them, helping organize all sorts of things to take care of them. I was working on creating very slowly because I'm not very, I wasn't very technologically advanced with it, but I was working on a sacred economic system that was, a point-for-point trade system of whatever you have an abundance of with others. And so it wasn't like you and Joe Smith had to trade directly. You give something to Joe Smith and you get points in the system, and then those points could go for something else you wanted as well. From somebody else, just like an entire circular economic system. So I was doing that. I was working with a transformational coach, hosting high vibration events to assist in getting the vibrations up. I had just published Universal Inspiration Project, which is my dharmic gift to the world. Everybody should go check out the Universal Inspiration Project, get a copy, and start the dharmic movement of love and action. And I was doing a lot, and then he literally walked into the room, and I was like, oh my God, it's you. Like my soul recognized it. Oh my God, it's you. You're here. You made it. You found me. Yay. And that's when we started working on the idea of a Jellion, which is a container of all the solutions, because we dabbled in so many of them. So, it's interesting because it's being called the irrefutable formula for world peace, and it really is the container that holds all the solutions. The microfinancing for all the solutions, and the support system and wisdom councils to implement all of the solutions. And it's humanity working together to create world peace and everything doing their part. So Angelion is, in essence, Angelion 1.0 is a consensus reality survey of all the cultural creatives in the conscious community and all the peace advocates in the world, creating Angelion 2.0, which is the consensus reality survey that focuses on all the greatest possible agreements humanity could and would come to in order to achieve world peace, that you help us create. And in Angelion version 1, like I said, is the exploration of that, where you nominate your 3 greatest agreements, and you nominate the people that you think should be on these wisdom councils and so forth. And just last night, I got news that I have some tech support coming now. Finally, I built that website. You guys go to worldpeacedisclosure.com. I built that website by myself. For real, I did all that by myself. And so now I'm finally as of last night in one of our heroes meetings, was able to collaborate with somebody that can help now. So very grateful for that. And in addition, I'll be able to help get one of my apps out as well. So that's really good news. Really good news. And this is all of us just collaborating together for the sake of world peace. So I ask you, what do you bring to the peace table in your karmic return? In you being you authentically, without fear, without limitation, without insecurity. What are you here to do when you're being authentic? That would be awesome, Bennett. I'd love to talk to you about that and see what you can, just message me and let me know what your skills are. What are you going to nominate yourself for? And then tell you. What will your role be in world peace? Are you going to be a side observer that's just like, well, I'm sending love and light to everything. I'm doing the crystals and gridding everything. Yeah. We're all sending love and light. We're all doing the crystal grids. We're all traveling around and being the medicine wheel and the water wheel. We're all doing the prayers and the 5D work, all that spiritual stuff. People are like, that's my role. No. If that was your only role, was to just be the freaking energy and send the love and light, you wouldn't have incarnated into this body. Let's get real for a moment. We are here in the third dimension on a mission. What did you come here to do? If somebody says, and they're convicted in this, that their only role, if they have conviction in this, their only role is to send love and light and meditate and visualize world peace and just be the crystal. You know what I think? When I hear that, I feel like there's some inauthentic things going on. Exactly. It feels like a cop-out to me, and I'm not trying to judge, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but it does feel like a cop-out when somebody is saying that's their only part. We're all doing that. All of us are doing that. Do you think I'm not meditating on world peace at any point in time? I am obsessed. I don't think that people like to hang out with me in person for very long, because I'm like, between Michael and I, like, we're constantly just parroting world peace stuff back and forth at each other. We are putting that energy out there, like, constantly. I think about it, I visualize it, I spend time every day, like, when I'm in the showers, like, today when I was in the shower, I was in there, like, literally feeling the vibration and frequency of what I would feel like in that shower at that moment in time if we had just literally announced that world peace was official. Last night, Michael and I sat together across from each other, holding hands like in an infinity symbol, and visualizing world peace and abundance for all, and what that would look like, and what we would feel like. We were saying like beautiful prayers. Like, that's what we did instead of like Netflix and chill. We meditated and chilled. that was our thing. We could have, watched Netflix and ate some popcorn or something, but we sat there and meditated for an hour and 20 minutes. And like visualized together and just held hands and held that, sacred, divine feminine and divine masculine. And we're completely platonic, we're not in a romantic relationship. But we honor what we are to each other in the sense that, well, the universe stuck us with each other for now. So we might as well use this to our advantage and let's just be soulmates in this, you know, medicine work together. And yeah, I'm still waiting for my beloved. I know what his attributes are, but we'll see who wishes to claim God. So, you know, and yes, I'm doing the 5D work and setting Reiki and setting love and setting light, and I got, don't even tell me about your crystals if you haven't seen mine. God has got some crystals. But the point is, I'm also here to take action. Yesterday alone, like, oh my God, yesterday was non-stop. I even posted about it. I was like, doesn't somebody want to buy me a cup of coffee or fix drive dinner? Like, a flat broke. And I've been working all day on conference call to conference call, phone call to conference call, phone call to conference call. And holy cow, like, writing documents and networking people together and weaving. I'm trying to get like these, there's like 2 or 3 groups I'm in that are mission related and trying to weave them all together. Yeah, I got my crystals on right now, so that right there is my, oh man, I always forget the name of it. It's a meteorite. Like, I can't believe I forgot it. It's a meteorite. It starts with an M and peridot around it, set in silver. What is wrong with me? I can't believe I forgot it. And then, I've got this beautiful cords around my neck that Lori Eve made. By the way, these are all gifts. These are all gifts. I got this little.
So I think she goes on to talk about her crystals at this point. But as you can see, the message is getting out there. She's trying to get different groups together. There's lots of different groups that are working individually, separately, some that have been working for years for the same idea. And you know, the voice is maybe loud, but not loud enough yet to actually have made peace a possible option that could become real. But hopefully, we're getting all of these groups that are now many groups together, the possibility can become more real. We can see something happen. I've got my own crystal here. I don't really believe in all this crystal nonsense, just like she was saying. You're like saying, oh, I'm going to bring world peace with my crystal. But this is just my little bit, because I thought it looked a bit like the kryptonite crystal when you throw it and it lands in the ice and it builds your fortress of solitude. If I ever get up to the North Pole and see if it works, but I don't know, I pretty much think it's probably just a bit of quartz crystal. Really nice bit of quartz crystal, but it's got a green tint to it. Probably does come from Krypton, but you never know. Anyhow, that's the video. I'll do some more like this. There's other people of similar ideas, as I say. We're to try and get these people together more and more, and she's working very hard to do that. So I don't know how to end this actually. Well, yeah, I do, because there's a button that says stop streaming. I suppose I click that and it ends the video, and I'll start organising my next one, and hopefully we'll be able to improve this little ghost image I've got here. This Daily Planet Trues here. I've still got, it looks like it's still got little bits of the green screen showing through, and for some reason or other I've got like a bit where it cuts off my hand up there. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed the video. If you like to like the video or share the video, or you can subscribe if you want, but you'd probably be bored with all my boring videos. But that's up to you. And I think we have a number of links that I need to post down in the description to Nikki's site that she was talking about, her World Peace site. Facebook pages of various people that are helping her, and I'll sort of get on that as soon as I end this video and post them down in the description for you. But thanks for watching.